Hello. I was like, where'd my tweet go? I have to find my tweet. Here we go. All right. Hello. How is Blah doing? I have a couple new songs too. I have 4. Actually, a lot of them are from the same band too. End of Silence. That's what I was coming up with. I had to find a really good CD, so turn it up a little bit more. Go out? How does it go out? Wow. AJ agrees. Probably be better to zoom it in. Guess that was well. Got a little bit of a dark eye there. She's scared. She's scared. I want to save that. It's just it's like a current mood type picture. Hello, Agent. Yeah, I always try to find a face beforehand. Sometimes it takes me a little while. This one actually took 10 seconds. I just ran across it, so it's from that scene. Let's just look it up, but if you get things at the right angles, that's not as funny. Yeah, you gotta get it just right there, right there. Kind gum. You're having fun with the typing, aren't you? No, we haven't watched the first episode of that again. I saw the whole thing way back, but we were potentially trying to watch more of it. I had thought, come up with the idea, so like, Michael is bringing up having the brain in here somewhere, and I can agree that bringing the brain in somewhere to make it a viable thing makes sense. Are you a little drunk? You're a little drunk. It's only 6 p.m. Here. But I thought about, because I had it before where like there's big explosion noises when it impacted her, but instead what I'm thinking of doing is with the part here is instead of the rocket hitting her here, have the brain hit her, which doesn't really make any sense. Or if anything, like maybe Spike holding the brain. Actually Spike holding the brain might be easier. That model's rough, but the brain's even rougher. Hello, Hyperius. Who's getting nuked? Well, she's getting nuked, kind of. But then have it follow up right after that with actually being hit. So it's there's probably a name in comedy for it, but you subvert the expectation, but then you immediately follow it up with it. But I'm thinking that might work. But I'm not looking forward to the lip syncing for these parts.
What do you think you're going to do to stop me?
Oh, and actually, I need to. Oh, I only got part of her. Is this where I made it?
What exactly do you think you're going to... What exactly do you think you're going to do?
How is it that?
Exactly, do you? Exactly, do you think you're?
How is it that I'm moving it, but it's not? Oh, because a rig? No, a rig shouldn't have an effect. Oh, whatever. I'll worry about that later. I mean, that part's all done, but
So many hoops tonight.
but I don't even know. Oh, if for cleanup, I need to put the rocket in here actually. I might need to put it further away than that.
Jump through so many hoops tonight.
Yeah, I already fixed that. Okay. So I need to get the rocket in here. Kind of. I only need to put... Make the front of it. Let's call it rocket. Okay, now where do I put it? What is that? Something seems off here. There's a distinct lack of rocket. That's a single rocket. I don't want the single rocket. I want this one. Okay. What's this one doing though? It is. Alright. So I'm going to put it right about there. No, let's try to fit it in that third quadrant, which is probably about there. Hello.
Hello. Hello, Blur. Agent always plays, and others. I can't swim on 3 different reasons.
Only have so much squint stamina.
Did you eat yet?
No, not yet.
You want me to cook chili or you want pizza?
Whichever. Depends on time investment.
Well, you're not going to eat for a while. Either way.
Your time investment.
What about Karen?
That's gonna be too blurred. Where is I can't have it right against the ground. Okay, so for one, that needs to be smaller. We'll do that. But this definitely needs to have that blur drop down.
Too many hoops tonight, just to get my hands on this crown.
Tell hi to get real drink. Blurred says to get real drink, I think. I think he's dead. Michael. Blurred says get real drink.
I got cider.
He's got cider, he says. Wait, no, you don't. Is that real drink or artificial?
It's made of real apples.
It's made of apple. It's not alcohol, though.
No, it's not. Not until I add whiskey.
He's gonna add whiskey. that makes it okay. I think. There's the hole. I don't think I actually need to worry about it, but still. Well, this is a new song I found that I really like. Put this one because the particles for this one are sideways. Oh, these particles are shooting me hard. I might need to pre-roll it, double render it, and pop it out because it's got to be spawned at a specific time.
Hands on this crown.
So it's 102.9. Our radio station. That means I only need to spawn it for like 4 seconds. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I have some of that massive bottle of whiskey you got.
It's not. There's not enough there. And it's not whiskey.
It's not?
It's bourbon.
It's whiskey, man.
It is. It does say on there whiskey. Well, you can have it. It's like a freaking gallon and a half of whiskey.
Yeah, I want to put some in that cider.
And well, none of the maker's mark though. That's special.
Yeah.
You don't put that with anything.
Sure.
It's just good on its own.
I'm from Kentucky, and I'm not a huge fan of Kentucky bourbon. Canadian whiskey, I think, is better. That's just me. Oh yeah, I took my driving test today. Internet, I took a driving test and I passed.
Well, the written test.
Yeah.
Did it barely or?
Oh yeah. If I got one more question wrong, I failed.
Really?
I passed with the skin of my teeth, and I guessed on some questions and got it right.
What's the limit?
Hey, there's 40 questions and you have to get 32 correct. So you can miss,
So you can get. You have to get a B.
essentially.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad then.
Some of the questions were really dumb.
Well, yeah, that's what the driving tests are.
Like, one question was like, it had a list of like, what is considered distracted driving? And one of the options for all of the above was daydreaming. And I said, you can't arrest someone for daydreaming. How are you going to prove they were daydreaming? I saw a bubble above your head with dancing flowers that clearly shows you weren't paying attention to your
Well,
driving.
you could say that it's illegal, but good luck proving it.
Yeah, but then they're like having a question. And then another question was like, how many dollars worth of damage to your vehicle in an accident does there have to be to report it? And I'm like, I don't know.
Well,
Is it $500, $300, $1,000? I'm like,
you got that one wrong?
I got that one wrong. I said $500 and apparently it's $1,000.
Yeah, but how are you going to be like looking at it and you're like, that looks like about $780. I think I'm good.
And then there's the other one, like, how far back should you stop from a school bus that has stopped? 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet? And my only thought is, you stop and make sure not to hit any kids. How many feet back? I don't know.
It depends. Are we talking children feet? Because once I run them over, I can't see.
This is on try not to run them over. But some questions were just, yeah, so I passed, but, barely. I hate those things. I've been through a lot lately, and that was one of the more stressful moments of my life.
Oh, I already did.
But because I didn't have time to actually get my license there, because I was only there for my break, or my lunch break, so I had an hour. And I got it done in the hour, but they said it would take another hour to process and get me my license. So I have to take the paperwork to the DMV on Saturday morning. So back to the DMV.
Oh, you're gonna love it there. I mean, it's.
Oh, I've been there once already for my plates. It was a nightmare. You're like, oh, today's a slow day, and it still took me 3 hours to actually talk to somebody about getting my plates. They've been sitting in my glove compartment.
This is what's doing it.
Because in Minnesota, you have to have a front license plate, and there's nowhere to mount a front license plate to the front of my car.
Rivets.
Well, I got a mounting kit. I ordered it online. It will be here Monday.
You just do like my boss did.
Just drill holes in the front of the bumper.
Nope. He just never put one on.
Ooh, I don't like that idea.
Yep. And then he just paid the fine every time because he didn't care.
Well,
He didn't want to put drill holes in the car. So it's like $100 and something fine.
My Kentucky plates are good to the end of the year, so I might as well just keep those on until I get the Minnesota plates on proper, which I'll be able to do next week.
Okay, it's being very...
My Kentucky license is technically good till like 2023, but I want to get it out of the way because I don't want to have to go back to Kentucky to vote. And that apparently that's all part of the same, which I found a little irritating and interesting at the same time. Because when I went up to the DMV, I asked, can I register to vote at least? And they said, well, that's part of getting your license. And I'm just like, shouldn't be.
Okay, I need to shrink that a little bit. It's I think it's a bit big of a glow.
But the hard part's done. Or at least the part I can do.
And you almost did.
Very, very close. Yeah, and I got kind of lucky on some questions, because some questions I did not know the answers to, and I just guessed them right. Yay! Legal license to chance. This class done. I'm never gonna have to think about how many feet away from those kids I gotta be so I don't hit them.
that sounds more like a restraining thing. Like, why are you not able to get near children? Is it because of the comments on Twitch?
No.
Yes, he's got. Yeah, you go up there and they go and play the clip for you, and you're like, no, Blurred!
Oh, we got the rocket head torture now. Nice.
Well, no, I'm just doing the pop-in.
Crown.
So it's right here is my cutoff. No, back in the normal.
Oh, I need to go put tomato paste in, actually. I almost forgot tomato paste. That would be good.
And it really brown. And it really.
Yeah, the glow's still gonna take a second to kick
And
in.
it really should have brown. And it.
So the rocket's fairly small, but as soon as you
Really.
don't get any focus here, so do I can drop the aperture more. Okay, there. I want at least a black something. I think I'm gonna drop. No, I dropped the size of the flame before, and it didn't really do much. If anything, maybe drop the brightness. Because it is night. Oh, I mean, you can understand it being bright, but not that bright. If I put this at 150, does that actually make a difference? Probably not. Alpha doesn't always work the way... Oh, it has alpha random on here anyway. Why is there 300 alpha? Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I thought it goes to 255 max. If I go like that, that should do about the same. And this, you know, I kind of, I want it to stand out quite a bit.
Like my hands on this crown, and it really should have been mine all along.
All right, so I don't really need to bring it any closer, but what I do need to do is at least give it the feeling that it's doing something. So we're going to take its size here.
And it really should have been mine all along. And it really should have been mine all.
Okay. And take both of these. Just move it down a teeny bit.
Brown, and it really should have been mine all along. And it really should have been mine all along.
There. Hello, Snyder. What's the name of the map? Well, this map is nothing. This is just scene build huge void. Scene build underscore huge void. Did I name it? No, I didn't. There. You can find it in the workshop. But that's just a big empty map. I seen build most of the stuff I need. It's not efficient from the engine's perspective, but it is versatile and flexible, which is what I prefer.
You do it?
As if you got a real drink.
It's got whiskey in it. It's cider and whiskey.
How much whiskey?
Like 2 shots.
You mean what you normally would drink? No, actually, you normally would get a lot more than that.
Mm-hmm.
But
this is less than a normal glass of whiskey.
A glass, not a shot of whiskey. I just pour like highballs full.
He's like good for it.
He's been drinking too.
I got food to cook too. There's never. That's what makes cooking food all the better though. You gotta get alcohol in your food.
I can smell that it's cider, but I can also smell that it's more than cider.
Real whiskey.
And it really should have been mine all along. To get my hands on this. I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight.
What is it that normally put in the cider to make it alcohol? Rum? I think rum's the standard. For like hot apple cider.
Normally, like cider is just brewed with alcohol.
Well, yeah, but like holiday cider. I know we used to make it a lot when I was
Just to get my hands on this
when I was
crown.
growing up.
And it
but when I was
really should have
older, they
been
would
mine
basically just
all
get
along.
non-alcoholic cider, poured in like a crock pot with a bunch of rum, and then they would spice it with cinnamon and nutmeg. It's just like cider on the holidays. It's warm and with rum in it.
It's essentially the Dark Void map that you get with SFM. It's just bigger. I think this is like 8 times bigger. It hits the Z limit. If I like go to the corner here, and that's when things start disappearing. That's why it's at that limit. So it's at the engine's limit for distance, essentially. Though I feel like you could almost make it bigger just because you're not always sitting corner to corner. If you're from here, you have technically more range you could work with here. But it gets hard to work with when you have a big black nothingness like seeping out of the corner.
I don't know that you want to have kids drinking a bunch of rum. But I mean, parent however you wish.
I've had to jump through so many.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
No,
add
I
some
figured that
plasma.
much.
I'm gonna use realistic clouds for this part because we're not in a cartoon anymore.
Is that why the draw distance is so limited? It's not that I need glasses. We're all in a horrible simulation.
Well, no, draw distance is literally like between seeing and non-existence. I hope your eyes aren't so bad that it literally there is a cutoff of what you can potentially even see through existence.
Hey, maybe the world is actually flat.
No, actually,
the horizon is just the draw distance.
the world does have the universe does have a draw distance.
Does it?
Yeah, it's the visible or what is it like the how old is the universe? 13 billion years. It's that's how far light can travel from us in that amount of time. And we can't see any further than that. That's our draw distance.
This is true.
It's a little bit bigger than SFM.
It's a little. Not enough work.
That is going to
magical
crash.
horses in the universe, though.
I was looking at audio. What was it? Oh yeah, I was looking for a cloud. It's going to crash before it finishes loading it though.
Those twin horses, Cloud Chaser and Camera. I used to drink a lot of rum. It used to be my drink of choice. Coconut rum. I drink a lot of coconut rum.
Whiskey's always whiskey cokes are my thing, but I've been trying to stay away from the sodas. So last time I started drinking a lot of whiskey cokes, I just started drinking Coke. When we were at the grocery store, there was like this old guy, could barely walk, pushing his cart at a super slow speed, and he had like freaking 12 things of 6-packs of Coke. Like, you're barely walk. I guess he's just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm having it. I like it.
My grandparents, they've been drinking Coke their whole lives. They're in their 80s now.
Mm-hmm. It's because it kills everything in there.
It's just 99% of good health is genetics. That's the sad truth of it.
Yeah. Well,
there's a lot of things that will affect you, like weight or smoking or drinking a lot of Coca-Cola. But if you have the genetics of a god, none of it matters. Not everybody has that. I certainly don't have that. But... No, I didn't get my grandparents' genetics. I got my dad's. And his genetic pool's basically dead at 50.
Game Awards 2019. Was there anything special happening for that? Well, actually, there is an announcement from Valve on Thursday.
I saw.
But
Half-Life, not 3.
Half-Life that you need special equipment for.
Do you need it, or is it optional?
How do you play VR without VR? I have VR.
Yeah, those things are so hot and sweaty.
Well, I wanted to set it up in here now that I have the space, but I don't want to put the things up on the wall.
Why not?
Because I have cables hanging. So
you'd have to get like a wireless system.
You can't.
No,
not for that. It needs wireless takes too long. But you can get what do they call them? Like the tower little things you can put them on, and then you can just pull it out, put them down. But so I thought about doing something like that.
There's definitely not enough.
Yeah. I doubt, like Blurred said, I doubt that they'll have it be non-VR because they're wanting to sell their VR set.
Valve has their own VR set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's been around for a while. It's expensive. It's nice. It is probably one of the best out there, if not the best. But it's also like twice as expensive.
Cheaper than the Oculus Rift?
No, Oculus is the cheapest.
Oh, really?
Oculus is like $400 for a standard one.
I thought that cardboard thing I started half making in my room was the cheapest.
I see this, and all I could think was Saints Row.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like Saints Row.
It does. It's the purple.
It's the well, and the symbol, and their look. All it would take is like one of them making a fart joke.
So is that a single player game based on CS:GO?
I have no clue. The Valve Index. That's what it is. So.
Okay. This is the first I've actually heard of it.
Their controllers are pretty neat.
Oh yeah, you bought their controllers.
No. Yeah, but this is it's like $1,000 for everything. But I think if you get, it's cheaper. I think if you skip over on the sensors, because I'm guessing you can even use the current one for people with Vive and Vive Pro. Oh, okay. So yeah, I could just buy a headset. That's pretty neat. Wait. From what I can tell in this picture,
What's up?
I'm doing the math here. It says here the kit is the headset, controllers, and 2 base stations. But, and that costs $1,000. But if you get, it's 1 station. Okay, I was thinking it was $150 for both stations, and it was $250 more to add them onto this pack. I'm like, wait a second. But no, it's for a single base station. It does have purple. Oh yeah, I moved. I don't even live in the. I was in an apartment before I moved. I bought a house and I live there now. But I have an easier open space, but it has a wood floor. I mean, there's carpet on there now, but wood floor and VR don't always, I think, mix.
Why?
Reflection. I had problems with where I was before because of all the pictures I had on the wall. The lasers would bounce off the pictures and it would cause interference.
VR has a long way to go.
Well, it's just lasers. So as long as I covered the pictures, I was fine. But then it was a lot of work. And I had to move all the stuff out of my room to make space. And I didn't feel safe. Like here, I could remove stuff from the shelf and there's really nothing I can knock over.
I feel like some sort of localized positioning device that doesn't involve lasers would be better.
No, that doesn't. How do you have to shoot
Radio
something?
Frequencies.
But no, I think that wouldn't be quick enough, and it would not be precise.
If you had it coming from 3 directions.
Radio you're only going to be as accurate in its positioning as the wavelength is. So the smaller the wavelength, the better. Laser's going to have a very, very small wavelength, so it can be a lot more precise. Yeah, radio frequency is not going to be that precise.
I feel if you do a triangulated.
But you're triangulating your position within a couple of feet. Yeah. Triangulating works with space because you got a huge distance to do that from. I don't think it's going to work for a room. And that seems like going backwards in technology to do that. And do you think that the radio waves aren't going to have similar issues with interference from other radio waves in the area? A radio station?
Not if they work within a...
do you know how expensive it is to restrict a band?
Yes, I know. I'm not saying it's cheap. I'm just
throwing
out ideas.
Seeing how 5G was with just trying to get its thing, and then the controversy with it interfering with
they're talking about
weather.
Lawsuits because some people have to change their band.
But no, I bought a new place, so I got bigger room. It's funny that this thing picks up purple from the behind the TV, but it's just doing the normal light. Anyway, this is the living room though. And I did put up pictures and stuff, so I got my big one, and I got some of the ones from before. I put all my gaming pictures, my diploma. I put all the gaming ones up because it felt real relevant to having a view where my gaming stuff is. So I don't really want to use that cloud, and I swear I had created other clouds or had a model for other clouds.
Wouldn't you want to use the same clouds you used in Equestria?
No.
It's the same art style.
Because it would fit weird. I think it'd be better to go more. The other one I was doing lighting that was bland and plain so that it looked more cartoony. Here it's the same art style, but it's also darker, and it'd be harder to make the same look. But I'll figure out if I have this, but I might just pass on clouds for now because I don't know if I'm going to.
I heard that there was a My Little Pony clip that came out in the show style It's interesting that they're still animating stuff in the old art style. I'm sure the new studio's doing it, but still.
Okay, that's a little different. Yeah, something like that's a bit better. I'm looking for like a specific type. Yeah, those last two, 4 and 5, are more useful. Nah, that one won't be. That one looks like everything's going up when I want to have them moving, like with wind, so I need stuff that's longer. Laters. Oops.
I think something fruit based might go better with the slider.
Well, it also depends on the mix ratio.
It's just bland. It's not that it's like super strong or anything.
Did you try the cider without it?
No.
Maybe it's bland cider.
But I got it at Target. They're known for their quality.
Quality cider.
Yes. There's a lot of Targets around here.
Mm-hmm.
There was like one in like the entire area I considered like a place I would drive to.
But then Walmarts are
everywhere back in Kentucky.
But then here,
Targets.
there's no Target. Well, Walmart's not allowed in the loop, so they're outside.
Target gets come in, but Walmart doesn't.
Apparently,
Aren't they pretty much the same?
no. One's blue, one's red.
Oh, okay. I feel like Target made a deal with the city. You keep that Walmart out of here.
I wouldn't be surprised. But also, it was
I mean, Walmart has a bad rep.
yeah. There's also people fighting it too.
Does Target have a union?
Also, Target's corporates in Minnesota. It's actually just north of here.
Yeah.
It's a big building.
See, if Target had a union, I'd be more for it because Walmart does treat its employees kind of shittily. Pay and benefit wise. That's why I like Kroger's. Back home, they had a lot of Kroger's and they were union. I worked for them for a little bit, about 6 months. I worked for Kroger's. They guaranteed a 50-cent raise every year, which isn't a lot, but it's something.
When I worked at McDonald's, you could get upwards of 25-cent raise every quarter.
Yeah, but you weren't guaranteed it.
Nope, I got a quarter raise every quarter.
Yeah.
I did that for 2 years, $2 raise. When it's like 20% to go up a year, that's not that bad. Because I started at $5.50.
The thing was, 50 cents a year is meh. But there was this one old dude who had been working at Kroger's his entire life, like he was 20, and he was still working there in his 70s. That 50 cents a year really added up. He was making like college level money.
Oh,
Decent position.
It guarantees that amount?
It guarantees 50 cents a year. That was probably
50 cents.
50 cents a year for 50 years. That's $25 on top of whatever he was making initially.
50, yeah, but that's a lot of time to put at a very menial job when that is probably not even keeping up with inflation.
I mean, he was probably making $30 an hour working at Kroger's, stocking chips.
But they had the policy for 50 cents back in the 50s?
Oh, I have no idea.
Because
But
then
apparently he was making a lot.
no, that wouldn't make any sense if they started that in the 50s, because people were making that much an hour.
It's true.
You're going to double your wage every year.
It probably changed over time. When I worked there, but that was... Holy crap, okay, well, that was 15 years ago. No, I don't like it.
You know, you can make
That guy's probably dead now.
Do you want to know how to stop aging? I know the secret. You can't age if you're not alive.
Yeah, but I can't pay you rent either.
No. Well, can you just empty your bank account?
Oh, okay.
Pay ahead.
That'll cover it for a bit.
Yeah. If you're paid ahead for a few years, then there's no problem.
Yeah, 30 grand would do that. Press X for doubt. Of course, now with my job, if I only got a 50-cent raise, I'd be a little huffed.
That's what I used to get at my old job.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, "Here's a 35-cent raise." I'm like, "Yay!" And then like I left that job, went somewhere else, immediately took a $2 raise. Within 3 months, I got another $1.50 raise, and then the year after that, I got a $2 raise.
Well, the job you're working at now pays buku, so.
Well, no, that was my old company.
Yeah.
And then it was when that job finally gave me my $4 raise, I quit, and then went somewhere else. They gave me a $3 more raise.
I always pushed for a 3% raise every year for my last job, and they always gave me exactly 3% because they knew I'd kick something if I didn't get it. So I would always make odd numbers. I'd be like, "You're going to be making $18.78 now an hour." And it's just like, you jerks. But as long as I had 3%, I didn't complain. But the very last year, when they told them I was leaving, they actually gave me a 4% raise for the first time. I was grateful, but they already knew I was leaving. They gave it to me anyways. Of course, now looking back, I think they had a feeling the company was going to be closing down in a year anyway, so they didn't care anymore. I gotta sneeze.
And then Michael was never heard from again. Let's see if I get some more blur in those clouds. No, I was making crap money at my one job because I was just kind of sticking there because it was comfortable, and then had an opportunity, so I took a chance and went somewhere else. Worked out, but it gave me experience in an area that I had no idea, or I'd never done before. So I went and I think when I quit, I took a 20% rate. No, I was making like 15 an hour doing in trucking, and then I figured out somebody I was working with was making $2 more than me and was doing ship work. So I complained to high hell, and then and they tried to give me less than that, and so I threatened to quit, and they gave me the full raise. And then I ended up quitting. I think I fought for the raise in like July or August, and then I ended up quitting in December. Went somewhere that gave me $2.50 raise from that to do computer documentation work, menial stuff, but it was actually entertaining. And I was very quickly shown that I could do more. So then when they brought me on full time, they gave me another $1.50. That was 3 months afterwards. They bought out my contracts. I had to go through a temp. Then 6 or 9 months after that, when they did my normal raises, my boss was asked by her boss to find somebody to go in the quality department. And I said, or then they asked me because she thought I would do well there. So I said, okay. So I went to that department and then spent 14 months doing the work there, but not being paid for it. In that I should have been immediately received I think that was it would have been a 45% raise, and I didn't get it. And I kept being told I was going to get it, So I kind of got screwed out of like $20,000. But when they finally gave me that raise, and it wasn't exactly what I was wanting, I quit a week later after a year of it fighting for it because a coworker that from that job that had left to go to another place had texted me while I was in with the boss figuring out the details that I was not going to get what I wanted. And so I ended up going and working where she is, and now that's where I am. And so I finally got like top of everything, it was a 25% raise at my old company, and then when I moved to this one, I got that plus another 11. So yeah, it's been a big change the last couple of years. Worked in trucking for 13 years, and now I'm working quality at a defense contractor.
I worked in electronics, and I still work in electronics. It's been pretty lateral.
Well, from the last company, I was quality and medical. Then I went to quality and aerospace. And the two companies that are have the biggest and most stringent quality systems are medical and defense. So, and they're not that different.
Yeah, the quality assurance for what I work on is not that high. I only work on equipment that runs heavy machinery like cranes and bulldozers. No one cares. It's funny, the beating that they put that stuff through is insane.
Yes, Michael beats his equipment.
No.
He's just repeating what you said.
That's not what he said.
But no, it ended up working out pretty good. I'm kind of miffed at the previous company for screwing me over, kind of. But it ended up being a perfect storm of my boss wanted to give the stuff to me, but she couldn't because their stock ended up taking a big dip for some problems, and in doing so, they put a wage freeze in place, and it caused some other, or there was just a lot of stuff on top of that. I'm hitting the ceiling, aren't I?
Remember, guys, wage freezes aren't real. They're suggestions. If someone says, we can't give you more money because there's a wage freeze right now, you'd be like, oh, that's interesting. I was thinking about getting a new job right now.
That ended up what I did.
Yeah.
So, but it was because I was already going to look, but that's not what I was doing. The problem was the experience I got from where I was on paper was different than what I actually had. So, and the place I'm at was it was exactly what they were looking for, was somebody with
I laid that
more
out
IT.
real early with my last job.
I did Jinxie.
They said wage freezes on people all the time. At my last job, they'd be like, "Oh, they said they're not doing anymore. They're not giving raises this year." Like all the time, I'd hear back from coworkers. I'm like, bullshit. They gave me 3% every year, and if they didn't, I started throwing a real fit.
The wage freeze they had did not include yearly raises. They won't freeze those.
No,
They were saying that mine was outside of that norm, and that was all frozen. But in doing so, they were also hiring freeze. So there was people that started leaving in droves because things started going downhill so fast, and they would not release the freeze. So people were being overworked, and it just kept cascading further and further.
Yeah.
And everything started looking up when I left. But even after I left, then it went to hell for a bit. They had to let go a whole bunch of people, and they're struggling. They're working their way back, but it's... fuck them. No, I worked with some really, really nice people. Some of the best people I've ever worked with. But it was... almost those people that were really cool left. So there's nothing left for me there.
I remember when I was younger, I'd go back to the old McDonald's that I used to work at.
Old McDonald?
He had a farm. But I would go back there just to visit people. The last time I went back there, there's no people that I used to work with still there. I think some of the managers were still there up until a few years ago. And I kind of felt bad. Because there was this one girl I worked with there, and she was going to college, same as me. And then 10 years later, she was still there. And I can't help but wonder, what happened?
She just loves it.
Nobody worked at McDonald's for 10 years because that something went right in their life. Remember, she was really cute, too. It's a rocket. That looks almost like a sun that's been eclipsed.
It's slightly getting bigger and larger as the time goes, though.
And it really should have been mine.
Not much, but something.
I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight just to get my hands on this crown, and it really should have been mine all along. It should have been
Yeah, maybe I can move these ones, but if I do, I'm only going to move it a teeny bit. Like, it actually looks pretty good just as it is.
I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight just to get my...
I think I'm going to take some of the bigger ones here. But I'm going to hide them a bit. Because I don't want to... I want a great definition in the sky, but I don't want to have it feel like there's
hands on this crown.
A whole bunch of other
I've had to jump through so many
or like I don't want to make it feel like there's just plain background and this is a storm moving in or something. Let's check the sky card is just nice as a background base. I think what I might do is drop this down, get rid of some of that lighter portion and just make it a little bit bigger.
had to jump through so many hoops tonight just to get my hands on this crown. And it really should have been
I might speed up cloud number, this one. Only because I might be able to move the clouds out of some of the other ones then.
Tonight, just to get my hands on this crown, and it really should have been mine.
Oh, National Guard's a good one. Yeah, I worked at Walmart twice actually. I worked in toys during Christmas, and then I quit. And then a couple years later, I needed a job quick, and so I went to Walmart and toys during Christmas. Don't work in toys during Christmas.
I've had to jump through so many.
Kids are annoying. But no, I had some problems with some of the management that was there, but that wasn't a Walmart problem. That was just the management problem. Yeah, but I actually had some really fun times when I was there.
I've had to jump through so many.
Is that your first job?
Oh no, McDonald's was my first job. Well, actually, my first paid job was I was working with my dad delivering newspapers. But that wasn't really official. McDonald's was my first job, and then I quit there and worked at I worked at the high school as the webmaster for the entire high school. That was my second job.
If I think about it like that, my first job
tonight, just
was
to
stripping
get my
tobacco.
hands on this
Did that for 2 years in the harvest season. In Kentucky, I stripped tobacco.
Oh, I thought you said trip tobacco. You're just like, woo!
Nah,
just to
stripping
get my
tobacco
hands on this
was
crown, and it
all done by hand. Still is. And my uncle, he grew tobacco and we stripped it during the fall months. Did that for about 3 years, I think. It was 2 or 3 years. He didn't pay as much. They were poor. But my first paying job was good. I wouldn't say good paying job, but one that I actually had to do taxes on was McDonald's. So saying.
really should have been mine.
It's you could blame Walmart, but it's really the individual people that make or break a place. If the management there sucks, it's more of their fault. Walmart is still kind of a shitty company to work for, but it's really down to if you have good managers, it can be a good place to work. If you have shitty managers, it's a shitty place to work.
I worked at Kroger's for about half a year, and the management there was great. As long as you kept the shelves stocked, they were pretty lackadaisical. As long as everything was rotated, as long as you did your job and everything was rotated and the shelves were stocked and you were helping customers when they asked, they were chill. It was a pretty chill job, I actually remember, and that's not because I spent most of my time in a walk-in refrigerator either. It was nice on hot days just to walk into a refrigerator and just work. Yeah, there's really no reason a retail store should ever be a hard job unless somebody's making it hard.
Well, retail is just for the pay. They can work you out for stupid exhaustion sometimes, especially during Christmas season. I was lucky, and I never, even though I was employed during Black Friday, I never worked a Black Friday twice. Mm-hmm. Even though the rule was everybody works Black Friday, never did.
Never did?
Nope.
You refused?
Scheduling was done on the one of them. It was 3 weeks out. They did scheduling. And I ended up putting in my 2 weeks, 3 weeks before Black Friday. 4 weeks before Black Friday. And then a week later, they did the scheduling, and I wasn't scheduled for Black Friday week. But then I took it back, and I'm like, actually, I'm going to be staying here longer, because it was in a town that I was for college. And I was like, well, I'll stay longer, so I can be here a couple more weeks. And they're like, oh, okay. I'm like, but I'm not scheduled during Thanksgiving week. They're like, oh, don't worry about it. Okay. I'm okay with that. So I just took the holiday week.
I've had to jump through so many hoops.
Yeah, I'm happy to be working
just to
jobs. I
get
don't
my
have to
hands
work
on
on
this crown,
Christmas
and it
or
really should have been
Thanksgiving
mine.
or 4th of July anymore. My sister got punched one year in a Black Friday sale. I don't go to those things. But she
I
got
used to.
There was this, this lady. She was fighting for something. I don't even remember what it was. And it was the last one. My sister grabbed it, and the woman just whacked her.
Looks pretty good. Isn't it? No, we used to go out almost every Black Friday. Me and my dad, we get some electronics or stuff. Most of the TVs I used to have were Black Friday. Now you can get good deals outside of Black Friday. But we used to go to Circuit City.
Didn't go enough. They needed more business.
No, actually, there was the one time we went there, and we were like 8th in line. We got there like 2 or 3 hours early. And again, Minnesota cold. So it's like 5 degrees out. And we ended up, we're in line for a while, and the owner or the general manager of that building, it's not I guess not the owner, but the person that ran that building would come out in the line and be like, how you guys doing? He's like, can we get you anything? They came by in a cart with hot coffee and donuts that were free for people. Like, it was super chill. It was super cool. And afterwards, they had this whole hall that was just full of boxes of donuts that was left over from the people that didn't have donuts and for the people that otherwise were going through the store. And there was a lady that walks over to this room, and she just starts piling boxes of donuts in her cart. And I'm like, what? And like, yeah, she just took dozens and dozens of donuts home. Because apparently, I'm thinking that Black Friday gets people that are, they're poor, but off of bad decisions, and so they're there to buy things that they couldn't afford otherwise by making even worse decisions. And so you get some pretty bottom feeders. I mean, I don't want to say that because they're in hard times if they don't have money, but they've been making a lot of bad decisions, and they shouldn't be there spending the money still, even if it's cheap.
Imagine somebody who does that has a string of mental health issues as well. So
yeah, so
it's
we used
not so
to
much bad decisions as incapable of maintaining a healthy
So many
lifestyle.
hoops tonight.
Like, because they don't, their mental faculties aren't 100% there.
Yeah. So I mean, so that was a little bit weird, but nonetheless, it's I've got a lot of stuff on Black Fridays, but now because of the internet,
You can get a lot of those deals.
I haven't-
They come right off your computer.
I should start looking now because most of the Black Friday stuff I bought last year, I bought the week before because all the stuff was already on sale. The only thing I want to get is a multimedia sofa, but the website that I've been looking at that has what I want already has their sales running, and it's not really that much of a Black Friday sale, so I might just have to go with their normal 10% off.
Jump through so many hoops tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask my
Just to get my
siblings
hands
and
on
parents
this
what they
crown.
want for Christmas when I visit them for Thanksgiving, and then I'll order something and have it sent to my parents' place. Because I'll be visiting them for Christmas too.
On this crown.
Should be fun.
I figure out how to make the lighting. Oh, actually, without the main, it feels
And
better.
it really
I wonder if the main, if I just go as a top light. No. Because I know why it's there. Actually, I wonder if because the background's a purple, so I can't really change too much from that.
Man, the number of women I've liked on this dating app is kind of ridiculous at this point. There must be over 100 girls.
What have they said?
Dead silence. In reply, there have been 4 women who have hit the like button. One I talked to, but stopped talking to me. The other 2 I'm not at all interested, and then the 4th one, it feels like it would be complicated because of ideology reasons. So I'm still kind of waiting. For potential girlfriends. Hush. I'm not looking for something that's gonna fall apart at the first, because of something silly. There's this one girl in that Brony Mate site, but I'm pretty sure she's just playing me. To what end, I'm not really sure yet. But
The fact you even attempted to use Brony Mates means that you should just get trolled.
it's not nice.
You're using Brony Mate.
It says, prepare to get shipped.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
From all the testimonials I've heard of at least one person legitimately saying it's a scam. They've confirmed it's a scam.
Not everybody on there is trying to scam you. It's just that there are people on there trying to scam you.
Yeah, and
I might have got lucky.
lucky and found a scammer.
No, I'm one of the not scammers.
But that's how they get you. Is they may entice you to think that there's going to be something great that's going to
At
happen.
the end of the month, she's not willing to actually meet me.
No, not Prony Mate, Brony Mate.
What's a prony?
I don't even if it is a thing, you don't want it. It's Prawny Mate.
They're shrimp people.
You're looking for shrimp for short people.
No, I mean, don't get me
Jump
wrong.
through so many hoops tonight.
Fairly short.
That works a bit better, but I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the rim in here. I'm gonna make it a little bit more strong in the color, less red. That's more red.
And there is this one girl. She's got like a
Just
Joker
my
smile
hands
face.
on this
See?
crown.
She liked me.
Go for it.
She's the one with
I've
the
had to jump
ideology.
through so many
difference.
hoops tonight.
That would probably have us butting heads at some point.
She said that Derpy is not best pony.
Exactly what she said. Yo, Malik.
Hello, Malik.
I've had to jump through
I
so
think
many
Bernie Mate
hoops
was
tonight
probably a
just to
valid
get my
site to
hands on this
actually
crown.
use
And it
maybe
really
in
should have been
2014
mine
before everybody
all
lost interest.
along. That
But
crown.
not, I think now it's kind of the bottom of the barrel.
To jump through so many hoops
I do think I had at least one legitimate person contact me, but they were way too young.
Hit it.
19, man.
Yeah? It's not illegal.
No, it's not a matter of being legal or not legal.
tonight just to get.
Not much of one for flings, or even ill-advised ones. Well, especially ill-advised one.
Well, when you're like, I'm saving for retirement, and they're like, I'm saving for college tuition.
I'll be like, oh, that's impossible. At best, you can.
Oh yeah, he prefers 12-year-olds.
No, don't spreading that. Wow, it's getting worse.
I had to jump through so many hoops tonight just to get my hands on
Say
it.
one demon chick is hot. You can't never hear the Her head does look like it's on fire.
The chick you were?
No, that girl. Her head looks like it's on fire.
Is it really?
I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight
Where's the
just to
fire?
get my hands on this crown, and it
Oh, you
really
can
should have
animate
been
her hair.
mine.
Did you animate that?
I've
It's
had to
it's
jump
automated
through so
jiggles right
many
now.
hoops tonight just to get
I
my
will be
hands on
animating
this
it, but
crown, and it
I know
really
how
should
you
have been
would.
mine all along.
because all it's doing the entire time is just
Just to get
wobbling.
my
Oh,
hands
but
on
it's
this
like stiff as a board in the animation.
I know, but
so many
I want to reduce it so it's not doing this kind of wobble. It looks like liquid. So it's mainly just about taking that, reducing it, smoothing it out so it's not so jibbly jobbly. Plus, I can make it so when she goes to dip her head down, I can bend it and pull it out more so that it has a better angle. But that's not for this round.
I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight just to
I was trying to make sure I'm
get my
not...
hands on this crown, and it really should have been.
put some extra motion to the camera so I just want to make sure it's not jittery.
So many hoops tonight
No,
just
that
to
makes
get
me
my
think
hands
nobody
on
makes
this
Jello
crown,
molds anymore.
and it really should have been mine all along.
When's the last time you had a Jello mold?
Like, I've had Jello, but I've never ate the mold.
Like, yeah, it used to just be a thing that people would like pour gelatin into like fancy molds, and you have like Jello statues that people would eat.
I think I'm gonna put some. What? Oh, there we go. Is there a model of just the statue?
Oh, so you can just bring it. You could probably pull it out of the map. But it would probably take a bit of effort.
963 EQG statue SFM.
You could use just a stand-in.
Make sure it's actually popping up. It's not even.
Is that somebody just gassing Twilight? What's happening there?
Don't know.
Oh, that's horrifying. The fusion. Like both horse people.
Let's get out of that. Because there's the mirror, but well, actually, this will at least link me there.
Is that Yasho?
Huh?
What is Yasho's OC, isn't it? Next to the thank you wall?
Yeah,
Is he like involved in the site now?
I think he runs it.
No. Well, there you go. It's Kerfuffle! Why is she not in your video? She's Kerfuff.
Because there's too many F's.
No, for horse.
Oh, it's gonna take a while
That's
to
all
let me
it
see.
could be.
There's the one in the map, and I could load the map for it, but it'd be.
Chug.
Oh man.
It's one of the classrooms. Oh, it's just props back. I don't see the statue there. I don't see the statue.
In what? Oh, the room?
Not in the room or the description.
Yeah. If there was going to be a place for it, it would have been that.
I mean, technically, you already have it. It's just a patch of map that's chugs.
And it depends. Well, I might be able to get it. I need to check the map. Can't remember if I saved it right before it loads models for that. Actually, yeah, I can figure that out pretty quick. Yeah, 3 minutes ago. What is just SMC? Whatever. If it's something that I can turn on and off using like the model setting, then that means it's this individual model that was loaded in there, meaning that it is also a separate bit in that file, and I might be able to extract it. There's words in there. And it looks like it is. Because there's nothing else loaded. And also it's being that it's running at 60 frames per second right now, and there is nothing, that's actually pretty low.
This is going to take a long time to render.
Okay, so it's not brush models. So it's under other entities? Yes, it is.
Statue.
See, now this is where it's chugging.
Yeah.
Because I put the other
animated in this, it would have been a nightmare.
Well, and that's with the other stuff. Now I'm at 6. Though when I worked on Heroes Will Rise, I was running at 3 to 4 if I had all the lights on.
Frames per second. Wow.
Because it was just so much shit in each shot. There was thousands and thousands of models, and I maxed the light limit and then some. I think I had 110 lights in there or something like that. But it's because it was a 360 shot. It had to look good from every angle. Mm-hmm. So, no. So this is a separate model.
Now to find it.
I think it's this one. No, not that. Ah, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. But why is it? Ah, there we go.
Just the weekend already. License. I'm gonna get to the DMV much earlier than I did last time. Getting there at 9 when it's open was a mistake.
When I went on Friday at 10, it was like 8 people in line.
Yeah, because it's Friday on 10. Everybody's at work. It's Saturday.
Except for those 10 people or 8 people.
Yeah, so it was 8 people. I bet they
Horse statue. Here we go. All right. Now, the part that sucks. Unless I want to export everything, I have to.
You can use a program called Crowbar. That's what I always use to extract models.
I'm extract from a map?
From anything.
No, this is GCFscape. I can extract everything from this. But I don't want to extract the entire file. It files all its 3D files at one time. So I only want to extract certain ones. So this is in... The problem is I have to put it in the same folders. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to know exactly what the textures are that are attached to it, but I might be able to figure that out.
They get the same file names.
No, but I don't know. No, not always.
No, I'm saying if they did, it's
going
to be easier.
So we're going to go user mod. So this has to be in models. And then we're going to make a new folder called Canterlot Thigh. I keep thinking this is Canterlot Thigh. Count high. Okay, and now we're going to drag that model group in there. Oh. Does it do it? I do it one at a time. I guess I can't do it in groups. I don't know what the base is, but I'm grabbing it. Okay. Okay, so it's actually, I think it is about what you said it was. Materials, models, cancel out high SMC. No. Because normally you can like dig into here, and this will sometimes give you, because this is giving some of the QC elements. Actually, if that is the QC,
just grab the model and throw a gray texture over it.
The problem is that if I don't have that in there, I can't override it because it doesn't exist. There's no texture to override.
You can't figure out the texture name? You just apply it to that?
That's what I have to figure out, but I don't know.
Like a window. When you let the model in, can't you look at what the texture name is going to be?
Oh, RS horse.
Open it. You just be
Exterior houses, street lamps, extinguisher, exterior entrance banner display, cranky clock.
I'm just curious what a cranky clock
is. They probably have him as a teacher, so cranky phone, cranky desk.
No, that's right. He is a teacher.
Cranky doodle.
This is weird. In the regular show, he's just a curmudgeon. Doesn't really do anything.
Oh, that's why
it's got its own folder.
That's why it said horse statue here, because it was the folder horse statue. I was like, I swear that's where it tells you where the texture is. So yeah, if you're ever curious where texture is from a model, if you open it up in a text editor and you go to the very end, it's usually in plain text. Things you learn. Probably should have done this first. So materials, models. Cancel out that. Okay. Yep, that looks right. All right. As long as I haven't loaded models yet, it should be fine. You know what? It loaded all the models from that thing. I'm gonna close it beforehand. Because I feel like having that in the background would add a nice element to it. Okay, so what's a good thing I grabbed both models? There, now you know how to. I have to pull a model out of it. Save map file.
Yay.
If you can follow along with the hell I did.
I do it a very different way. But...
And the program I use for that is GCFscape. It's really nice because you just drag a map file on there and voila. It's also useful for if you have a compressed source file. For instance, I don't know if I have it still installed. I wonder if this one is. Nope, that was installed. I think I got rid of it.
Girls from Wisconsin. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Or maybe no, I don't think I have Dota still installed either. No. Dota and I know Portal 2 over time started compressing its files. He's escaping. Where instead of having it easy to access in all the files, it would have all these like big PAK files, pack files, and it had like pack files 0001020304, and it had all these ones, but it had one that would be like pack dir, and if you take the dir and you put it in the GCFscape, it will all look and use that as the directory file to open up all the other ones. Did Chili just do its thing over there?
Oh no, I turned it off.
Oh, it's already done.
Yeah, it's done. I'll warm it back up when it's closer to it.
And spaghetti too?
No.
Oh, just for conies?
No, I'm gonna make spaghetti.
Oh,
It
okay.
only takes like 20 minutes to make the spaghetti, and you won't be done for another 35.
Ah. So make sure you weren't burning something.
No, it's off.
There, looky, statue. Horse amongst the clouds.
Almost.
Evil horse.
No! Dum, bum, bum.
No. So we're gonna do all that, and then I'm gonna like figure out that I don't like how this looks like, and I'm just not gonna keep it.
The statue?
The idea was to give placement to everything.
You wouldn't just have the background pretty much the same as it is in that shot.
No, because in the show it doesn't use this. There's nothing.
That first statue is flying.
She's actually standing on the ground, leaning towards the building when she's talking this part. So I'm not going to do that. I wanted. Then I can't show the sky behind her
Well, why is her wings flapping if she's standing on the ground?
Crown.
because she's not standing on the ground. In the show, she was standing on the ground.
Oh. Yeah, if she's flying the horse statue, definitely should be rising up behind her.
Just dun 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 dun.
It's coming for you, Sunset. Run! No, dark horse. Bad horse, bad horse. No. You cannot whoop her. She's only 12. No. Give her a kiss. Give her a kiss.
Senpai! Senpai! Notice me! I can do this better if I have better control. Ooh.
Bring him in closer.
I think we're
Too close.
too close. It's a woof.
No. He's still too close.
Senpai! Senpai!
I knew you'd make a shipping video again someday. Big horse. He's too big.
Boop. Boop. Boop.
This is like, boom, comes back, her face so bloody. Ah! Diane, oof. Why are you laughing at me? He's the one making the shipping video. You made the horse statue and the demon girl kiss to ship for the ages.
I didn't make them kiss. It came in off the side, was a good 4 feet from them, and you're like, they're kissing!
They are kissing! Don't take it back now. They're in love!
Evil purple lady and white horse statue.
Yes.
You're desperate as shit.
What? I I will accept this crack ship. It is the crackiest of ships. Keep down, they're both horses. We know it. Everybody in the city is a doctor.
One of my coworkers today was talking about passing a class and whatever, and but he says he goes, what do you call what do you call a student that passes with 60, or like the bare at the bottom of their class for a doctorate? A doctor.
Yeah.
So he says, so it don't matter as long as you get the degree.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's like me passing my driver's test.
Yep. That's what I want on the road. Bunch of people that barely can drive.
Oh, don't worry. Well, I'll run over those kids at the bus stop and they'll just be like, didn't you take your driver's test? Like, I answered that one wrong. It said I was fine to run over children.
They were at least 20 feet away.
Yes. It's 30.
Did you have to take an eye test?
No.
Does your license say no restriction?
Yeah.
How?
Because I can see fine. Kentucky never had me take an eye test either.
What does that say?
Which one?
This one right here.
Can I get closer?
No. Because I can read it right now without squinting.
Maybe you're closer.
I can read it right now without
You're
squinting.
still closer.
Not that much.
Can I get that close? Yeah, I'm getting to get this close. Okay. Yeah, mean like a hair flip.
Yeah, but you're like... Your eyes are worse than mine.
It's not even a sentence, Blurb. You made it hard.
You mean like a hair flip. That's a full sentence.
Yeah, mean like a hair flip?
He just didn't put the question mark and he's having a day.
Have a day.
I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight.
I'm gonna go blow water.
I wonder if I should... Like, what did this high school look like again? So there's not really any... There's that, like, thing, but from what I could tell, that was part of the map, or at least it wasn't part of the entities that I was working with. Oh, no, I just pointed at a random text that was higher up. Oh, and actually, that statue is looking out. So, if I wanted to have her... Oh, no. No, that makes sense. It could be that she's on the far side of the school. That'll work. But there's no... Because I can't put the school there because... I mean, I could. Well, actually, you know what? Oh, no. You can go in here and you can turn stuff on and off, but it doesn't always work the way that you want it to. Sometimes it'll like turn it off, but then it'll turn back on. Because Canterlot is fairly efficient if I don't have other entities on. It's when it's on, when they're not. Okay, I'm gonna double check. I've saved. So now we're gonna unload and load. Because if they're not on, then I can put it wherever I want in the background, and kind of. For one, that made the sky green. I do have the difficulty of working with distances. Plus, then it would require that. Let's see here. So this is the zoom I'm working with. Yeah, it'd be too much. It would be in the way. That's the horse thing we looked at before.
Yes. Stalk eyes. The endless.
No, I don't think I'm going to be able to make that work. But it's foggy. Look at these houses. Would you like to live there? What is your house made out of? 5 polygon.
It's about as big as my house was back in Kentucky. Like, you would look at the door. It's like your doorway's like half your house.
I wouldn't really be able to delete everything in the shot either. No, the concern is, looking at that sky is shit. But, if I was looking this direction, I mean, I could move it to here. It at least would keep that open, but then it would have to have the rocket come from that direction, which I was hoping to have it come from this direction. So it'd be like a down here type thing. But, and it would be like from here or something. So that's what I need to worry about. I need to worry about, so if I had her hit here, okay, it would make sense. She would be technically placed around here. I'm just wondering how difficult it would be just to like build this building.
What, for the modeler or actually building it?
Because if I could build it, I can destroy it. Is the benefit. But I don't think it'd be worthwhile.
I think you'd have to ask for real custom models to do that.
Not really. There's pre-destroyed models from some stuff. Like the windows here don't need to look exactly the same. The stuff that's important is this part right here and that up there. But really, as long as it looks close. But I think because the idea I was gonna do was where, oops.
How happy she is.
And you.
It's so when I'm gonna have it probably be where she's doing her thing, but then it's gonna just do a squeeze sound, and it'll be Spike with the brain that just lands in her arms or like falls or boops her in the head, but nothing bad, like just squeak and whatever, and then immediately fall or very quickly afterwards followed up by her actually getting hit by a rocket. But then the brain's there.
Yay, brain.
So
Does that say Sunset Shimmer swooses right in?
yes.
Very good.
Because she does.
Yes, swoosh.
It's kind of a
I
creep.
had to jump through
creepy
so
shot
many
right there.
hoops tonight.
Okay, so I think I've come to the conclusion that I'm not going to use Cancel at High in the background of that shot because it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be her looking out backwards while she's looking towards the building.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I thought about putting like a tree or something in the background.
Just something. I don't know what you could really put back to that would.
I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight just to get my hands on this
Maybe
crown.
work your way to the west or something.
And it really should have been mine all along. I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight just to get my hands on this crown. Most of the nights my hand around really should have been mine all along. I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight. I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight. And it's mine all along. I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight just to get my hands on this crown, and it really should have been mine all along. Hands on this crown, and really should have been mine all along.
You can do that, but you're not going to be able to.
All along. I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight just to get my hands on this crown.
This is probably gonna be your biggest project since you made Remembrance. Don't think so.
Austria.
Austria was bigger.
Yeah, Austria was huge. That was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Every shot was a unique scene build.
I remember you spending a lot of time on the grass.
And it really brown, and it
In the cabin. I remember that.
and it.
I think I might do like a distortion thing because I think it pops up with the wings down. Yep.
And it really should have been. And it.
You gotta try to make it appear from behind her wings. Like her wings are up. And then,
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Because no, I don't want to do that. I want it to pop up because that's how it disappears. So it just goes.
Tonight, just to get my hands on this crown, and it really should have. On my hands on this crown, and it really should have been mine all along. All along.
I just feel like I should put something else back here. Like it feels plain and bland.
Maybe you can have like the moon come peeking through or the clouds. Or it wasn't night though, was it? It was actually day. It was just the clouds making it dark.
Oh no, it was during a dance, wasn't it?
Oh yes, it was night. You could have.
You need to know your pony.
I mean, it's been forever since I watched Equestria Girls. Especially the first movie. I think I watched it once.
I've watched this one scene a lot.
Yes, you have. You know, I recently only bothered to actually look up what natural gas is. It's methane.
Yeah.
I didn't have that. I think Hill would be very upset with you.
Well, I don't think I have much to worry about.
I've had to jump.
Yeah, he's in Texas. You're not going there for a few more months. Schools.
I've had to. I've had. I've had to jump. I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight just to get my hand. I've had to jump. I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight just to get my hands on this crown, and it really should have been mine all along. All along. Mine all along.
I guess for what I'm doing, those clouds don't make any sense anymore.
Yeah. We'll get rid of them maybe.
Later.
Still got the trees to like get perspective on the screen. Actually, the trees don't really make sense either.
No, it's just a stand-in for now.
Okay.
Because I can replace that at any time. I think it copied. There it goes. That might be a little bit too purple.
So many hoops tonight.
When he does finish this video, I'm going to hear all these sounds for the first time. Hey, yeah. Facebook is running out of options. It's showing me people from Nebraska.
But you said there was tons of options.
Well, they ran out.
There's plenty of fish in the sea in Nebraska.
Nebraska.
What ex- What ex- What ex- What ex-
Okay, I'm gonna make it a little bit less.
What? What ex-
Okay, so this one is shadowed. So I'm gonna drop that shadow. Can I put the radius up maybe? No.
What? What exact?
Okay, and now that was not a C.
Mega spike.
I didn't realize that. Oh no, it's because I made it smaller. let's just create a brighter edge. So this is going to create that kind of glow, and then this is going to create that like bright edge. I feel like I need to do some of like the wind effects coming off the nozzle, or especially like here, to show kind of like the vaporization of the air, or whatever you call it. But it's progress. I think part of the problem here too is the background is confusing me, in that it is sideways.
What exact?
Yeah, that feels better. Because before it felt like it was just the whole thing was turned sideways when it wasn't the case. Anyways, it is 8 o'clock. So, but we got some progress here. We got the lighting done with her. Got the scene for the most part figured out.
Tonight, just to get...
And a little bit started on the spike thing here. Kind of wish I could darken the front of that rocket a little bit, but
did you have light?
No, it's because it's a reflecting surface, and those are just weird how they work. But I think this is not even. Yeah, this is just like a whole map thing. I don't wonder if do I even need it. Nah, I will need it a little bit, just to even create more definition on the edge there. But it's supposed to try to simulate reflections off metallic surfaces. It's an environment light, I think. I can't remember what they are called. But those get annoying because they'll just cause reflections of light that come from any source. But you're trying to simulate light, but it's creating it for what it actually is. And
yeah.
I could remove it, but if I do that, it's going to remove a lot of what makes it feel metallic and give it that surface feeling. So, and if I remove just from the tip, it probably would also be weird. So I'll just play with it.
No.
Well, that's gonna be it on there. So,
night, everybody.
Cheerio.
Cheerio.
So yeah. Yeah, and that stuff. Have. Well, now I'm not gonna click it.
Meow.
Okay, we get the meow meow. Yeah, anyways, I will stream on Friday, so maybe work on that more. I'm still trying to think of something else to do this really, really short, or another Rathlos thing, but every time I go to think about it, it's 5 minutes before the stream, so no. Anyway, yep, good night. Have a good one. Bye-bye, kitty, all that stuff. Bye-bye.